Who's ready for the best damn podcast of the life? Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony, and guess who is with me tonight? Sasquatch himself.
I am the Sasquatch.
Sasquatch watch. There we go. What's going on a Monday? How are you, my friend?
Not much. It's hot today, and I was being lazy. And then this guy called me and asked me if I'd pop online with him. So here I am.
I bet you, however hot it is for you, it is double hot for me. It's 110 degrees right now. Yeah. We're in Palm Desert. But anyway, thanks for coming in. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the Local Pundit if you haven't already. We are on our way to 3001 before the start of the season. Yes, we have something we're going to talk about today. The Wounded Dragons, Cannon and Fall are sidelined, but they're back in training today. They're getting their eyes tested. They're doing all the fitness tests, which is the worst time of the year. But the boys are back in town, and it's a very, very early doors of the season. So excited to talk about that, my friend.
Yes, yeah, it'll be fun.
Yep.
Getting exciting. Things are getting going.
They're going to kick the tires in this Lewis O'Brien. We're going to do a deep dive in that a little bit too, which would be fun. And yes, I did see the article of Parkinson talking about signing the player that several big other teams are chasing, that Robin Ryan called out as a prospect. We will touch base on that briefly. I do have a few bit of notes on that, but first we're going to start with the boys are back. The boys are back in town. There they are right there. And top of mind there is that Andy Cannon and Mo Faal are out injured, but they are back. And, before we kick the ball, we're down two senior players, which means, A, we're not going to get rid of Andy Cannon, which I didn't think we were. And Mo Faal can't go out on loan right now.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody's going to take him until they know he's healthy.
Right,
yeah. I don't know what the extent his injury was, how bad it was.
Mm-hmm.
So because they, how the club is, they're pretty quiet about some.
Well, he had a hamstring injury. Mo had a hamstring injury. Yeah.
Right, but we don't know how serious. I know we had to have surgery on it.
Yeah.
But is that 3 months out? Is that 4 months out? Is that 6 months out? We don't know for sure.
We don't know, but it's been months. I mean, he's dealing with the injury. It puts time on him going out. There's no minutes for him. He's not in there. Obviously, we know that Andy Cannon suffered an ACL injury during at Mansfield this year, and he had surgery, and he missed the entire 24-25, well, half of the 24-25 season, and that leaves a lot of leadership and gaps in there for stability in the midfield, and so that's a striker gone. Not that Mo Faal was going to play a lot, but Andy Cannon's a midfielder we've used. Let me ask you this question. This is a hot talking point that I want to bring to it too.
Yeah.
Andy Cannon was going to be depth. Was he going to be good enough to play in the championship? Would you have moved him on? Now that they're back in training and he's not really a part of it and they're going back out there, what do you think?
I think it's an interesting question. I think he could have played a part, but it also wouldn't have. That's one of those where it's like he's kind of a bit part player this season too. In League One, he was a bit part player. So would he still be good enough to be that, in the league above? I think he probably could have been. And you're always going to need extra depth in the midfield anyway. You know what I mean? You're playing. I mean, there's three midfielders you're playing now. Granted, he kind of does the one role, but I think it wouldn't have been surprising if it was depending on how aggressive they get in this window. Like maybe he was a player that they may have moved on if he was healthy. Being that he's not healthy, obviously they can't move him on. He's under contract for at least this season. I don't know if he was another season. If he was under contract for another season. I don't know. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah, that's why we're here. I mean, we're interesting things to think about. Carol in HR, what's going on? Hey, Ruth. Hi, Carol. Dan, what's up? Sea Lord. No way I move on Cannon. We got him from the championship. Of course, he can play. He'll be a phenomenal depth player. We need to get him back to full fitness. And Parkinson talking about the fitness and about what's going on. He said the players are back in for testing on Wednesday, and preseason starts officially on Monday. But we don't have an official. They said we're going to have a game before we go out to Australia. But in New Zealand, we don't have that updated yet. And he said it's a good time. This is Parkinson for the lads that have a little bit of time off. He said they obviously been doing some off-season programs we gave them and had a few appointments with specialists to clear up some minor injuries or issues, he said. So everyone comes back in a good place. He said Mo has still got a problem with his thigh, which will take a while. There's no timetable, as you said. And Andy is out as well, but everyone else is fit and raring to go. Last one here. Andy has got quite a long road ahead of him. We'll make sure that he has what he has to step forward in the next few months, and he is ready. So he's not going to be registered, I don't think.
No, not for sure. Not in the first half of the season. We'll just have to see where we're at in the second half, see if they decide to register.
Yep.
But yeah, I was just doing some checking because, like Carol said, we got him from the championship. We did get him from a championship team, but they were loaning him out to National League sides. So he played at Stockport the year before we got him.
Mm-hmm.
He only played 17 games total in the championship. He played 11 games in the 21-22 season before he was loaned out, and then 6 games in the 22-23 season when we grabbed him. So, and that was, some of those were cup games too. Not all of those were league games.
Yeah, he did.
So I mean, I don't know. It's interesting. Yeah, I don't know what to think on Andy Cannon. He's one of those guys, like, he's a great guy to have around. Because he's good. He's such a good player, but also, I think you always feel like you can have better than him.
Oh dear.
You know what I mean? Well, I mean, think about it. He wasn't necessarily. When was he our number? Like, were we really screaming for, man, I wish if we had Andy Cannon, we'd be better?
No, I agree with
League
that.
One. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we were screaming. I thought, now, don't get me wrong, when he started playing, got a run of games, he was starting to play really well.
He was starting to play. When he went down, I was like, oh man.
It sucked because he finally had got his chance and he was actually playing really well, I thought.
Yeah,
and I think he might not have given up that spot had he not got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. He's an interesting one. He always seems to do well when he comes in.
Yeah.
But it's another level above again, Yeah.
But top of the line is that they're back. I had Mac on the thumbnail, by the way. I thought he looked fit and fired and ready to go. He ain't going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. And he will fight tooth and nail to get his spot. Whether he'll probably start the season for sure, I'm guessing. At this point right now, we don't have signings in. We only have one signing in so far. But he will be starting the season, I think, at left wing back.
Yeah, probably.
You don't believe?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm going to challenge every time that Aaron says I don't know. Someone has to give $1 into the chat.
I'm just being honest because I don't know. Like, I don't. I hope we bring in a dominant. I hope we bring in a dominant left wing back that is obviously the guy. That's what I want. That's what I hope happens.
You were struggling to say that because I think he knows where you live, by the way. Just
maybe. I mean, did you watch the video that came out today? Dude's fucking ripped.
He's ready to go. Massive. He's ready to go.
And he punches like he's punching all the time, constantly.
He's not as strong as your son, though. JB65 says, hey, Josh and Co. Hey, everybody. And Lupin Sarah says, I'm out of Lupin, too busy. Is that true that Leah's gone? He's not gone. Where'd that go?
No.
He's in the show today. He's in the thing today. And Teo, I think he or she is new to the chat. FYI, on August 9th, 2024, Cannon signed a new contract at Wrexham, extending his commitment until 26, option 27. Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. Yeah. That's Carol said maybe the redemption arc. That's fine. Maybe that's true.
I'd be happy with that. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, Gruff said he's at the ground today delivering fertilizer. The new pitch looks great. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
But Gruff, did you see any new players? That's what's really important. Come on, Gruff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And by the way, yeah. Did you see any new players? Is there 2 coming in that we're talking about? Are we going to get some players in before we go out? I don't know. You think it's going to happen?
Seems like the Danny Ward thing is. I think that one's definitely happening.
Do you think the Danny Ward is happening?
I think that's happening. I wouldn't be surprised he gets announced tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, sounds like there was at least a player that did. Ward was supposed to go in for medical today, and then apparently there was a player that did all the media stuff today. I would assume that's Ward, since he was scheduled to do it.
What he's talking about here is former Liverpool star, okay, set to join Wrexham Reds youngster eyed on loan. There's co-signing goalkeeper who spent 6 years at Liverpool, Danny Ward. Wrexham transfer circle moment. Okay, great. Ward officially becomes a free agent. Okay, there we go. Medical issue scheduled for Monday. That was today. Remember, today is the last day of the fiscal year. And also reports that Owen Beck, the 22-year-old championship experience loan for Blackburn player, might be there, but I think he's going to stay. But Wrexham, so Ward was born and raised in Wrexham. So this is a backup goalkeeper, or is he a goalkeeper that we're going to start? How old is he?
He's back up.
Is he back? Okay.
Yeah.
I love that you use star, by the way.
Yeah, I think I honestly, this is the way I'm looking at it, and we talked about this last night.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way you have to look at the Ward signing, I know, like Carol put it in gross, a lot of people don't love it because it's not somebody you expect to come in and start, and necessarily challenge Okonkwo, which I think that would be the ideal. But I think it's an improvement on Mark Howard.
Yeah.
Okay. We had 3. We had our 3 last season.
Yep.
Howard, Burton, Okonkwo,
and
we've upgraded Howard. Now, whether Ward may be into the number 2, I don't know. I know I've seen there was a little bit of reporting they kind of felt like he was going to be the number 2, but I agree with Michael Wolf. I thought Burton was fantastic. But keeping in mind that there is seems like Okonkwo is probably going to get a Nigeria call up for the AFCON nation, and so he misses. If he misses that, almost a month. So it would be nice to have Burton and Ward, in the squad.
How old is Danny Ward? Sorry,
I think he's 32. I'd have to double check, but I think he's 31 or 32 right now. So he's not super old for a goalkeeper.
Yep, that's fine. I'm fine with a 32-year-old goalkeeper for sure. That's totally.
And he's a Welsh international. He's a backup on the Wales team. So he's not played a lot. That's the problem. Well, that's why people are worried. He's been a backup in the Premier League basically for a long time. I mean,
they just said star in that article, not happening as a star. Sorry. And by the way, Teo is Teo. Okay, thank you. Teo, where are you watching from? You are a member. That's awesome. Thank you for being a member. If you're not a member, become a member. Do it.
So is it like Teo? Teo.
Teo.
Yeah.
Teo,
come in. We
go.
Okay. Hey. I said Teo. I said Teo. All right. They're gonna stop watching if we keep doing that.
Are you sure that's good acapella right there?
I think we need to work on it. Maybe we should stick to our day job.
Try it one more time. You want to go baritone? I'll go.
I don't even know what baritone means. Oh no! Now I'm done. Teo's from the wrong side of the Wabash River.
Oh, okay.
Teo's from Illinois. That's not gonna work, Teo. Yeah. Teo's from the wrong side of the Wabash River. This is terrible. James Lee, I agree. James Lee nailed us.
Wow, you think that these people like watching us? Wow, you're terrible. Like literally, not even like, hey, try something else. You're like straight up, you're terrible.
That's fair. You know what? though? That's fair.
Yeah. I'll do it more. Teo, me say te.
Daylight come and we want to go home. I love it.
I love it. Oh my God, I absolutely love it.
I don't even know what we were talking about. What were we talking about?
I
We
apparently
got
talking
off
about Danny Ward. It was so awesome. So Danny Ward. Okay, all right. So going back to actually what we were talking about, the boys are back and they're in training. We're getting back in there. I expect that we'll probably have a couple signings coming in before we go. I think there will be a shirt announcement in between the next 10 days as well, and hopefully, we get things moving along. Not much news out there, but there is news. But the boys are back, and they're still wearing their old kits right now. Just FYI. So let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. By the way, the stream has a real Mac and Charlie vibe tonight. Well, who's Mac and who's Charlie? Yep,
That's important.
that's important right there. Okay. What else we got? So, second thing we're going to bring up is a little bit more of a sign of intent, if it's happening, in regards to the Lewis O'Brien stuff.
Okay.
Now, you have more information on me. Does this answer some of the injury problems we talked about earlier? Are we going to smash that transfer record for $5 million on Lewis O'Brien? Are Wrexham in for it, or for him, or is it just absolute dog mess?
So I think, okay, first off, I did have Lewis O'Brien on the show, one of the shows we did.
Okay.
I did include him. So I do have some background stuff. I'll be honest, I have not looked through this stuff since I've done that show, guys. So I'm got to read this, and
Do you want me to give him
but basically, he is very much a to me, it's an Andy Cannon type player, just a higher level Andy Cannon type player. You know what I mean? So he probably plays that 8 role for us.
Who is he? What is he? What is he? What is he?
What is he? As in, like, what do you want to know? You want stats? You want what? I can.
I got a few. I don't want to step on you, but go ahead.
All right, you hit the stats, and I'm gonna let me read through my little notes because I had some notes.
Wrexham are in for Lewis O'Brien. Okay, he played in the Premier League from Nottingham Forest, played in the Championship, Swansea, Huddersfield, and MLS. Okay, DC United and LAFC most recently. He's 26 years old. He's 5'8". Okay, he's left-footed. He's a central midfielder, and he's a deep-lying box-to-box-ish guy. What we're hearing. They say a Andy Cannon replacement. No, it would be our basically our Dobson replacement.
Yeah,
you think?
Dobson. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So he's got 240 pro appearances. Look, I don't know much about him, but it keeps coming up and up and up, and like get him in. So I don't know.
Okay, I got some decent stuff here.
Go for it. Better than our.
So he's at Nottingham Forest.
Yep.
Okay, he was on loan at Swansea last season.
Yep.
His contract ends at the end of the 2026 season. So this is when Forest are going to be looking to cash in on him.
Mm-hmm.
Now the rumor has been they want $8 million for him. That's probably too much because he is going into the last year of his deal. So people think he can get a lower. From the reporting that I've seen, that's actually been reported, not just rumor that people have thrown out there, but actual reporting that I've seen, Hull have offered $5 million and we have matched that. I haven't seen that we've gone beyond that yet. Now, I think the way the club are probably looking at it, they're saying, okay, we feel like we can make a better case to the player than what Hull City can to come play for us. Now, that doesn't mean that Hull City doesn't turn around and offer more, and then we've got to match that again. I don't know how high the club are going to want to go. I know Patty threw out in the chat, maybe go 6.5 or something like that to meet him halfway, between your 5 and your 8 or whatever.
Can I sing again? Real quick.
Meet me
halfway across the sky. No one will get the movie, just so you go.
Yeah. I didn't. I'm totally past me. All right, so he's a left footer. Did you say that? I don't know if you said that.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay, he's a left footer. He's versatile. He's got experience playing different midfield roles, including central midfield. He's known for his work ethic and ability to contribute both with and without the ball. So he's good defensively and offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Experience. He's got. He's played mostly in the Championship, but he's got a little bit of Premier League experience. and he's played at Huddersfield, Nottingham Forest, and then he's had various loan spells all over the place. See, he joined Swansea on loan with the possibility of a permanent move in the future. That apparently isn't going to happen now. Sounds like Swansea seemed to be out of it. He was a standout performer for Swansea. I know early on when we first got linked to him, the Swansea fans were like, "Oh no, we're keeping, they were all about it." But we've not heard anything from Swansea, so it seems like they're out of the running. Probably too expensive would be my guess. Not sure, but it seems the way it is. And then, and then that's basically what I said. They definitely had an interest in re-signing him, but it wasn't going to happen.
No,
it doesn't look like it's going to happen now. So it does seem like it's down to us and Hull City. And like I said, right now I've seen that we've matched Hull's offer, but the reporting before that was Hull had offered 5, but Forest were wanting 8. Whether they'll come down to that, and then this may be one that's, I know people are excited what signings now. This could be one of those deals where if they're not ready to come down to 5 yet, and we're not ready to go up, we may be waiting. This deal may happen later on in the summer. We don't know.
Yeah,
it's just
decisions
just how it works. Yeah, exactly.
Read something earlier. Steve Barton said that the Hull is backing off.
Okay.
And by the way,
Nikki, I haven't read that yet, but that's possible. Yeah,
that's possible. And Nikki D says, over the top, you're absolutely right. But also, what he brings to us is a championship reign with League One hustle. That's what I'm reading in all of this stats. And if we can do that, awesome. That's kind of the player. It kind of reminds me of Dobson in a way. It's pass first, press resistant player, comfortable breaking the lines, guy like that. So he's not replacing a midfielder, but he has an identity in the midfield, and that's something we need. And I read it as he's 26, not a panic buy. Get the money right. And is it a blueprint player? I don't know. Question mark to you. And do you want to get him in, solve your midfield problem for the next 2 seasons, 3 seasons? I don't know. Do you think he solves a problem for us if we have problems in the midfield, or is it just?
I don't know if it's a solve a problem. I think it's just an improving the squad. I think it just makes us better. You know what I mean? And it frees up. So Dobson, I thought Dobson played his best for us this season when he played in the holding midfield role.
Yep.
Now he's not as good of a passer, I don't think, as Matty James ended up being in the way. You know what I mean? Matty James created a lot more than what Dobson did, but as far as when we were playing very defensively early on in the season, and he was breaking up play, and it was so fun to watch. I mean, he was a destroyer when he was playing that defensive midfield role. He was destroying stuff. So to free him up to be able to bring him on in a situation where you need that kind of player, it would be nice to have and not have to play Dobson as an 8, because I don't think he came into that role later as the season. He got better at it.
Yeah.
But it did seem I think the best football he played for us was as a defensive midfielder. So to have another guy to come in and play that more forward role would be great.
Yeah. In that note, I'll say this too. I think Matty James I know he didn't play the entire season, but I'll tell you this. He came in and did a job.
Yeah,
almost as close as sorry, just 1 second here. Almost as close as Smitty did for the season for me, and I thought he was fantastic. Sorry, this is what happens when you share codes with in-laws. There you go. Apple code. Sorry, I'm getting text. She's like, she knows I'm live. She's like, I'm trying to get on your Apple TV. I'm literally not joking. She's like, what's your code for the Apple TV? Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so I think that Matty James came in and did a fantastic job, like almost like as good as a Rathbone and a Smitty. I was amazing.
Yeah, I agree. James came in and was great. He did for us this season what Evans did for us the year before.
Yep. Well, Evans, you think he's going to stay?
It's an interesting one too. I don't know. I mean, you got to think when we got him, he was sitting on the bench in the championship. So I don't know.
This is a good shout, by the way, and I got to back this up because I just watched again. Dobson's crossfield first time pitched to Maka at Blackville would reinforce his passing credentials. He does. He's better at that than a shooter. And Vincente, hey, up the street, Vincente. I don't know if you're up the street's 110 degrees where you're at, but I agree with that. It's like his passing did improve, and bringing this guy. Lewis O'Brien, don't know much about him, but if he's that type of quality player, which I think Parkey knows the division, I think he does well. CR says Parkey was done with Dabo at the 6. Was done with Dabo at the 6, even before James. He had gone to Evans, and then Evans got hurt. That's true, and then he had to adjust it too.
Yeah, he wanted. I agree with that. He wanted somebody to step on the ball. That's the problem with Dabo. I don't think he's as good on the ball necessarily. You know what I mean? He doesn't control the ball as well.
Yeah.
Not that he's bad, and that's the thing. Like I hate when I criticize somebody because everybody's like, you hate him." It's like, no, I don't hate him. It's just he's not as good at certain things as he is at other things. He's definitely a more defensive-minded player. Dabo is.
You are so mean. Yeah.
I know I'm awful.
I know. But on the Lewis O'Brien thing, key takeaways: £5 million. Okay. Club record offer. Let's go after him. What do we get him? Does he want to come to a club that's had 3 straight promotions? Maybe. He had a player with top flight championship experience. Like I said, they want $8 million at Nottingham Forest. Not going to happen. But we'll see. There's other people tracking him around, but he's under contract for 2026. That's a possibility we can get him. Like he's 1 year left. But let's see. He's not going to go back. Nottingham Forest are, for lack of a better word, they're a different class than what we want, than what Lewis O'Brien probably is. But he might be good for us.
Yeah, I think so. I think he is. I think he proved last season. He played really. He was really good for Swansea. So I think at this level he's great.
And I want players that will lift. I say somebody said it earlier. Lift our floor and at our ceiling.
Yep.
Raise the floor. Raise the floor. Carol says, Aaron made my children cry.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
It is what it is.
And Carol says, regarding O'Brien, I could see the argument that DKD wasn't worth that toe of risk, but O'Brien definitely is. Fair enough. I like that. Fair enough. Not much news coming out. Are we expecting some kit news? Maybe a signing.
So did you watch the thing they put out today? The video they put out today of the players? 25 minutes long or something.
25 minutes long?
Yeah, it's pretty long. It was like all the working out all last week. All the all that stuff. They're doing the beep test and bleep test and all that stuff. There was a part, I assumed they were looking at the kit because you could see a coat hanger and all the players were staring, but you couldn't see any of it. I assumed they're looking at the kit.
27 minutes long.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty good. It was basically just the guys goofing off and then doing bleep tests and doing all their preseason stuff, checking all the different stuff they got to check and body fat and all that stuff. Yeah, it was good. It was neat, but there was the little part where they kind of hinted towards
where how far I'm scrolling.
I don't remember. I have no idea. Somebody in the chat may have a better idea.
A lot of Ollie Palmer in here. Do you think Ollie Palmer's staying?
I think he wants to stay.
That's what I asked you.
I don't know. It depends on who comes in. Okay. Is he a priority? Nope. No, not a chance.
No.
I don't think he'll be here next season. Or if he is, I think he'll just be a player sitting on his contract in the practice squad. Okay. Now, if for some reason they don't get as many players in as they think and there's an extra squad spot, sure, you register him because you got him. But I can't imagine. I struggle to see him making the team, to be honest.
Pat says they seem really positive in the kit scene and interesting. They got dental exams. Well, it's better than a dental dam. And Palmer says Pat says Palmer's trying his ass off to stay. Seems delusional. Patrick, do you want to come in and expand on that? I'm happy to drop a link in there. I want to have your say on that, my friend. That is actually pretty good. And Macca looked like an animal during the testing. Yes, he's going. Macca is going to fight tooth and nail not to lose that spot.
He's a monster.
Yeah.
He's shredded. He's absolutely shredded. That dude is shredded.
Yeah, he is. But, they're in the dog days of summer. And by the way, it's the hottest day in England today, they said. Like 30.
Well, they're in Wales, Josh.
Sorry, you're
Jesus
right. I'm at the UK.
This fucking guy.
This guy.
Can you believe this guy? Come on, chat. Don't let him get away with that.
Yeah, what do you believe in?
Yeah. Get him.
Get him.
That's the wrong way.
Get him. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I can. Yeah. Don't know why Ollie doesn't just move his family up to Wrexham. He could be a clothing store. Not that many people are there, my friend. Not that many people are there. So he wants to probably. He's not going to do brick and mortar, my friend. So he can live anywhere and do his store, but do it digitally. That's what I think is going to happen there too. But the Inter versus Fluminense is going to be on a little bit too. And Pat says, I can't right now, expecting company. And I meant, oh, come on now. But agree, Mac is ready for war. And CR says, the irony that Palmer is in the best shape of his career and will not likely make it. Jesus, that's harsh.
That's fair. I thought he came in. I thought he looked terrific, like physically, at the beginning of last season. I thought that's the best we saw him. I think that's the best we saw of Palmer was the beginning of last season. He seemed faster. No, he was relatively faster, faster than he'd been. He was still slow, but and I think going up another level, it's just going to be that much worse.
I'm actually just watching this thing right now. I'm watching them all look at each other. The Mac guy's right there. He's got like 2% body fat. Gene, what's going on, Gene? Palmer's sprint time was slightly slower than Max's. Damn. Palmer is the striker and Max is in defense. Gene, where are you new? Where are you watching from? Also, too, I'm going to put this out there as a note. Champ Chat, all that's the other side of things, too, color coordinated for everybody. Just make sure you are here from other. If you're here from other teams, we do cover the entire championship on the local pundit. We are a Wrexham-based team, but we will be covering the entire championship throughout the season. That is what we are doing. So, vamos. Let's go. SC Dr. J. Parkey said Mullen was willing to leave for starting minutes. Palmer perhaps content with a lesser role. Agree with the notion he stays go based on who we sign. What do you got there?
Yeah, I agree with that. That's Mullen probably wanted to get minutes. I think at this point in Palmer's career, I think he's happy to make his money. And I think he's happy where he's at. I think he likes it, I get it. It's just, I don't, obviously for him, the playing time's not as big of an issue. So
not as big an issue for sure. John Hill says should be looking for multiple 10 to 12 million shuttles. There you go. Meter shuttles. Dougal FPV. Palmer is working hard for another club to see him. That's true. And did anyone see the awesome article that Aaron posted earlier on YouTube the other day? Look forward to seeing more of those. They will be coming. Keep an eye out for that.
So you want to know? You want to hear some funny feedback I got on that?
What?
So I had my kids read it.
Oh, Dad, why? Right?
My oldest was convinced somebody else wrote it.
Really?
Because I'm not smart enough. My little girl said, that's surprising, when I told her I wrote an article. And then she read it and said, it's good, but I didn't understand any of it, which is fine. She doesn't watch football.
Well, your kids and your missus are always going to tell you the honest truth.
Brandon, of course, he's daddy's little guy. So he's like, oh, I loved it. He thought it was great. So I got some good feedback from him. The other two were kind of rough on me.
All right. So you got 1 out of 3, right? What did the missus?
Yeah, not bad. I think she was surprised that I sounded like I knew what I was talking about.
There you go. You do.
There you go. So
you do. Listen, don't let the hair fool you. There you go. There'll be more of those articles coming out too.
Yes.
And we're gonna keep
Working
them,
on one right now. I was kind of shooting for Thursday because I think that's when we released the last one. So we'll
cool.
kind of just do it week to week, and then we'll see how that goes. See how everybody likes it.
We'll sort that out. Matt Al says, You should be in bed, Matt Al. It's late for you, my friend. Good to see you. Hope you're well. What do you got, the goss? And David Hernandez says, Palmer probably more bought into the Wrexham culture. David, where are you watching from? I haven't seen your name before. Happy to have you in. And let's just say EOC didn't take his shirt off. Oh, Jesus Christ. How do I find the article? It is on the post. It's in the local pundit podcast posts section. It's fantastic.
Yeah, community section. Go to YouTube, and in the community section, it's members only. Which, Linda, you are a member, so
yep, and you can do that.
You should be able to see it.
David Hernandez is in North Dakota. Well, my in-laws are in Fargo.
Nice.
That's DSU. There you go. All right. Well. Adam says you see them checking out the kit.
Yeah,
that's a big fan. Yeah, thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, they will. Okay. Well, not that much, but we will. We'll get us out of here in a bit. I might come back with a champ chat on the Sheffield Wednesday stuff in about half hour or so. Might do that. News and update show. Yeah. I might do it. I don't know. You never know.
It's whatever. I might come with you.
You might come in. We shoot the rehearsal.
I mean, I might not. I might go to bed.
You might go to bed. And it might look just like this. Champ chat.
Ow.
Bang.
Ow.
Boom.
All right. I do got to ask this. Why pink and blue?
Okay. Here's why. Want to give it to you?
Yes.
I want to delineate between the Wrexham stuff and the championship stuff.
But why pink?
Because it looks pretty.
No, it doesn't. I hate pink.
That's not really pink.
That's pink.
That is not pink.
That is pink.
It's not Barbie pink, though.
Chat, is that pink?
Yeah. Do you not like it?
I hate pink. I don't like pink.
I think it looks great. On a scale of 1 to awesome, what do you give it?
1 to awesome?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate the banner. I just hate the pink. Pink and blue. That's the other thing. It's pink and blue. Like those two colors don't go. That's not good.
I think it looks great.
That's not good.
Chat, what do you think? But it delineates between this. Do you like the new colors here?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
And
I'm all for it. But you could do something else. Green. Or
Aaron is absolutely horrible. Hurts my eyes, Josh. Too bad it's staying.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. It's like a pregnancy test. It hurts my eyes. 0. Hot pink. 0. Magenta. Pink looks good. Pink. It's staying. I don't care what it's at. It's staying. It's staying. I'm not doing it.
And now it almost has to stay for the bit.
Looks like an adult entertainment colors his Ted Bowl.
Oh no.
Yeah. Should go on yellow and blue to match the shirt of the colors. No, I'm not doing it. I'm keeping it. Now I'm keeping it. Let me call up producer Ann. Hold on. Ann?
Terrible.
You like the pink and blue? Yeah. Okay, good. Done. Yeah, done. The pink pundit. Awesome. The people have spoken. Good song. There you go. All right. Let's get us out of here. Maybe we'll come back briefly with the champ chat with the new colors. And please smash the like on the video. Subscribe. Share out the local pundit to all your friends, not just for Wrexham, all your friends, because we're becoming the championship too. We'll do that. And Aaron, good to see you, my friend. Got you off the couch, yeah?
Yep. Yeah. I'd tell you, it was hot today, and I had to work a 10-hour shift, and so I came home and was being lazy.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So you got me up off the couch.
I got off the couch. Yep. Thanks, Leap and Sarah, as well. Good to see you, Reliable, and all in chat. Appreciate you. C. Barton, good to see you. And on that bombshell, we'll see y'all soon.